college students, we are under a lot of stress a lot of the time. We have to balance academics, extracurriculars, jobs, family, friends, and so much more that can really cause a lot of physical and mental strain in our life. We often feel really tired, really sluggish, unmotivated, which pretty much is not going to lead to a very successful college experience. But one thing that I found that really helped me deal with my stress is flow yoga. I was first introduced to this after I suffered a series of injuries following long-distance running, and I was referred to it by my physical therapist because it's really good at stretching and strengthening certain muscle groups that are really great for running. And not only did my physical pain decrease, but my stress levels went way down as well, and I've really been stuck with it ever since. So today, I will be teaching you the three tips to being successful in flow yoga. The first being how to properly prepare, how to do the positions in the flow yoga sequence, and also how to properly cool down. So let's begin by discussing what you need to do to prepare. Now, you might be wondering exactly what flow yoga is and how it differentiates from regular yoga. So yoga is usually just like a series of poses. Flow yoga is when you add a certain pattern of poses in a consecutive series in between these poses that gives a lot of consistency and rhythm and just ensures that a person is getting all the stretching and strengthening that they need. Now, to prepare for a flow yoga session, you might want to bring a yoga mat. And it's not a big deal if you don't have one. Usually a studio can give you one and let you use it. But I really like having my own because I can do it at home too. And so you also really want to make sure that you're wearing the right clothing, usually just regular athletic clothing that gives you full range of motion and good flexibility is what I would recommend. And now that you know how to prepare, let's discuss the flow sequence itself. Now, each position in the flow sequence is really targeted to activate specific muscles and ensure that you're getting the stretch and strengthening you need. So the first pose in the sequence I'm teaching you today is downward dog. It's a really basic pose. You're pretty much just making a bridge with your body. You really want to make sure that your hips are back, your spine is straight, and that your hand and feet are shoulder-width apart and planted firmly on the ground. It's really good for stretching the hamstrings, the shoulder blades, and also your calves. And then from this pose, you would transition into high plank. Now, I feel like a lot of people have done this before in other athletic, training sort of things. And so basically, you just want to make sure that your head is up, your core is engaged, because it's really good at working your core. And also that you keep breathing deeply, because some people forget to breathe during yoga, which is it's kind of important, so don't forget that. And then from this pose, you're going to lower yourself, kind of like a push-up, except you're not going to come back up. You really want to make sure that only your pelvic bone is touching the ground. Your thighs and chest should not touch it, because this is really good for stretching your back and relieving any stiffness you have. And then from the low plank, you are going to make yourself go up into the cobra position. Again, this is really good for stretching the back and the abdominals, which in turn helps increase digestion and circulation. Really make sure that your head is up, you're getting a good neck stretch as well. Make sure your glutes and hamstrings are tightened in order to strengthen those individual muscle groups, and also just make sure that you're breathing and trying to stay calm during all of this, because it can be a lot to remember. Alright, and now that we know what a flow sequence consists of, let's discuss how to cool down. Now, the cool down is a really important phase of flow yoga because it's really important to meditate on the session and also just on your daily life, because yoga is a really great stress reliever and also it really brings a lot of good qualities to your mental health. Now, usually you would lay in a pose like Shavasana, which is my personal favorite, or a half lotus and a full lotus. These are really good at relaxing the muscles and giving a good stretch, a good final stretch that will leave you feeling happy and healthy. You're going to practice deep breathing during this as well. It's really good at bringing more relaxation and a lot of just a good positive ending to the session. Alright, now that I have taught you about flow yoga and you know all the basics, I really hope I've inspired you today to head out to the rec center and give a class a go, or maybe just even try a YouTube video in your home or something. Just remember that you need to be properly prepared to go to flow yoga. You need to be prepared of what the sequence may consist of, and also how to properly cool down. It's a really great way to stay both physically and mentally healthy, and I think it'll really benefit us as college students. Thank you.